very nice city. Streets, houses, businesses, thousands of people. Sometimes, in the rush of living, the individual becomes unimportant. Unless, of course, that individual happens to be you. From strange alchemy, your paths cross. And the result is an emotional explosion so powerful that your life is never again the same. It does happen that way sometimes. In fact, you're about to see it happen right now.
Find out anything more about him, Doctor?
Just what I told you on the phone. It was admitted yesterday, internal hemorrhaging. His condition isn't good.
No address, no family?
He wouldn't tell us. I wouldn't have called you, but he insisted. I can't let you stay too long.
Mr. Bryant? Mr. Bryant? I'm Miles Hadley. You asked to see me?
Yeah. I knew you'd come. Couldn't resist, could you?
You said it was about the Thompson girl.
You can print what really happened.
Mr. Bryant, we know what happened. The trial was 3 years ago.
I read about it in your paper. But it was all wrong. Owen Miller didn't kill that girl. I did. They executed the wrong man.
Who's going to believe that?
I'm dying. Why should I lie? I killed her. Me. I watched it all happen. The way you all said it was him. Nobody even came near me.
The evidence was all against Miller. How can you prove otherwise?
Ask me questions about what kind of coat she was wearing, the color of her hat.
Anybody could know that. It was described in the stories.
The house where she was kept. They never did find that. There's proof there.
Where is the house?
The highway. There's a cutoff.
Where on the highway? What cutoff? Just another second, please. Bryant, where is the house?
Miles.
When can I talk to him again?
I'll let you know. Not very soon, I'm afraid.
For the UN dinner. What time is this affair over? John, put him over here, will you? When? Yeah, I think I can make it. What do I talk about? Well, that's vague enough. All right, 1,500 school teachers. It's an audience I can't resist. Look, Roy, let me call you back tomorrow, will you? I'm all hung up here. Yeah, I'll call you tomorrow. Right. Right, thank you. What took you so long?
I just don't like back issues.
Hold my calls, will you?
They're not newspapers anymore. Besides, it's dusty downstairs. Want something to eat?
No.
Wiley just phoned down on that turnpike investigation. Looks like some of the engineers were on the pad. How do you want to handle it, Miles?
Just that way. Don't mention names yet. You're out of journalism school. Don't bring me apples.
What's bothering you in those? Somebody going to sue?
just can't be possible. Have to do. Tomorrow you get more on the defense lawyer. It's his first murder trial. How does he feel? Story of one man against public opinion. How does he expect to win the case? You know the angle. Get some quotes in. Now, win some artwork for Sunday. You set it up with Mac.
Right.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Mr. Hadley's busy.
Well, I won't take long. I have to talk to him, please.
That's all right, John. I'm Mr. Hadley. Can I help?
I'm Mrs. Miller. I won't take up much of your time, but... Mr. Hadley, my husband's innocent.
Mrs. Miller.
But he is. Please, I know how that must sound. Everyone must say that to you. It's just that you don't have all the facts.
I know how you feel. But I'm not the one to see. Your husband's lawyer,
Well, he's going to have a trial, yes, but if people keep reading those things about him...
Do you want to give us a statement, Mrs. Miller?
I just want you to understand him. He asked for a lie detector test, that's true. But your paper said that was an ex-convict's trick. But that was years ago. That was a juvenile offense, don't you see? And like all those kids, he got psychiatric examinations, you know. Only now, when he's frightened and he doesn't say very much, your man writes he's a psychopath.
Well, the opinions of our columnists are their own.
But...
Mrs. Miller, I'm sure your husband will have a proper trial.
But the people who are going to be on that jury read your paper. They read that the district attorney called my husband an ex-convict and a psychopath. Mr. Hadley, I'd heard that you were a fine man, and I knew that if I explained about him, that you'd see. You'd be fair.
You'll get honest reporting at the trial. That much I can promise you.
I shouldn't have taken up so much of your time. I just keep expecting people to care about what happens to him. He never had very much most of the time. I wasn't much for him to marry, but together we had a life, and with the children. And now they're going to kill him, and nothing's going to stop it.
Mrs. Miller, he's entitled to a chance. And everybody will see that he gets it.
Please. Thank you.
Goodbye, Mrs. Miller. Miss Wakeman's apartment, please. Oh, she is, huh? Well, look, if I miss her at the courthouse, would you tell her that Miles Hadley will be calling later and that it's important? That's right. Thank you very much.
judge has gone home.
I didn't come to see the judge. I know you're busy, but I think you'll listen to this.
Nothing hot off the press?
I got a call a while ago from the hospital. A dying man wanted to see me. I was almost clever enough to say they needed a minister, not an editor. But he wanted to see me, and for a very good reason. It was about the Thompson case. I saw him, Julie. Maybe I wish I hadn't. He says he killed the girl.
The Thompson girl?
He sounds real. Looks enough like Owen Miller to make it possible. He almost sold me.
That'd put you in quite a spot, wouldn't it?
I came here for advice, not a brawl.
If you believed him, you'd have to print it.
And all you can think of is that I won't.
Oh, it's a little late for recriminations.
Julie, I don't feel like sitting in a witness chair with you examining. I told you a long time ago I'm not ashamed of the way I run my paper. Boy, got a set of standards that nobody can meet. 3 years ago, I tried. I couldn't make it. I still can't, so let go.
Oh, I have. It's just that I once had the romantic notion that you could be a paragon. Forgive me.
Will you please call the judge? I'd appreciate it if he came over here.
Oh, Miles.
And while we're waiting, I'd like to see the trial records.
Another crusade for the Herald, huh?
Julie, I want to know the truth. It frightens me, but I want to know.
Well, then you don't just want Judge Benton. I'll see if I can get hold of the others, too.
You're the three that had to know. Outside of the police, you were closer to it than anyone. His judge, his prosecutor, his lawyer.
Every murder case brings false confessions. You know that.
You might have checked more thoroughly, Miles. Why did this Bryant wait 3 whole years to confess?
Because till now, he wasn't dying. Look, I know cranks when I see them. They're part of the trade. But I cannot turn my back on this man. No one here can.
Examine the facts. Earl Bryce conducted a thorough defense. Granby's prosecution was perfectly proper. As for my part, I've directed verdicts of acquittal and I've dismissed cases. But there was no basis for either this time. Miller received a fair trial.
Gentlemen, what are we saying? That an innocent man has never been convicted?
No.
Well, then it could have happened this time. A miscarriage of justice.
There's no proof.
Well, then we look for it in a record. We investigate.
Maybe a newspaper was yelling for a conviction. You can start and end right there.
Alex, I've gone over our coverage. And if the wrong man was executed, the Herald didn't exactly put obstacles in the way, that's true. But in a case like this, we get the power of the press by default. Miller was tried in court, not by us. Oh, come on, we're all pros here. We know the meaning of cause and effect.
No one here is trying to avoid looking into this, Miles.
Well, then let's do it, sir.
Do you realize the implications? The crisis this would set off?
I think Mr. Hadley's thought about that.
But even the legislature would get pulled into it. They'd have to pass a new law to compensate the widow, which is all they'd need to pull a committee down on us.
We have no choice.
No, I suppose not.
Now, was Owen Miller really innocent? Well, maybe the answer's in those records. Or maybe that man up at the hospital can prove that he was the real murderer. In spite of the risk, we just can't walk out of here and do nothing. At least I can't.
Before I can call a hearing, we'll need evidence. Julie?
Yes, sir.
Phone Chief Russell. Explain the situation and send him to see this man in the hospital. I want to find out what credence we can place in this confession.
Yes, Your Honor.
As for us, we'll go to the record.
Only some of it's in there. Half a trial happens outside the courtroom.
But it begins in here. First session.
I'd like to keep some of these family men in there. Which are the ones with teenage daughters?
The appeals court upheld me unanimously. They always do when you show them the precedent.
The jury's been called, Your Honor.
Ladies and gentlemen, since you have already been sworn, we can proceed to the determination of your qualifications to sit as jurors in this proceeding. You realize, of course, that the service you're about to give is one of the highest a citizen can be asked to perform, and that you must give it without prejudice.
I was afraid maybe you'd left.
Well, you told me to wait in here.
Yeah, to talk about this.
Come on.
Oh, Miles, this means a lot to me. I'm not just trying to argue.
Well, then don't.
Look, I've spent all my life around this courtroom. All those years watching my father. Now, I learned to feel something.
Uh-huh.
Maybe to some people this is just a free show. It's a place to come in and get warm. But for me, there's nothing bigger or more important. Oh, I do love you. And I want you to care. I need that from you. You're my hope. And I want to read you something.
Couldn't you just quote a poet? They're just as profound, a lot more lyrical, they don't weigh as much.
This was written by Justice Jackson for a majority decision of the Supreme Court.
The source is good.
Mm-hmm. You ready? Too often, a jury will deliver a verdict dictated by the press and the public opinion it has generated. When events take place in a courtroom, defendant's counsel can meet them with evidence. But neither counsel nor court can control the admission of evidence when it is put before the jury by a newspaper.
Julie, you know a lot of law, but nothing about news.
I know a trial by newspaper when I see one.
Now, that's a very good phrase.
Oh, Miles, I mean it. Give the jury a chance. Don't brainwash them.
Oh.
Well, what do you call it? Look at this. Now, just look. Analysis of a criminal by Dr. Arthur Bristol, psychologist. It reads like a paperback mystery.
What's the matter with it? It's readable, it's intelligent.
Listen, your psychologist says, quote, Owen Miller has the kind of personality capable of committing crimes of brutality.
All right, young lady. You want a course in newspaper economics? I'm going to give it to you. No, it's my turn. Now, we cannot always compete with television and radio for spot news, right?
Right.
So what do? We do what they can't do. We explain. We give background. We dig into people like in that article.
No one can tell yet if Owen Miller killed that girl. That's what they're supposed to be finding out in there. But the Herald has him guilty every day.
That's not true.
Oh.
Julie, I told you I'm an editor, not a censor. Now, whatever we print, I'll take full responsibility for. I do not run away from crime news. If that's what the people want, they'll get it.
Miles!
After their glance, stop bubbling. They can read about what's happening in the rest of the world. Moscow, London, Cairo. Any dateline you want, it's in there. This town doesn't have to take a back seat to any other. Its people are fully informed on every issue. They have a vital newspaper, Julie. And it survives because it carries comics and it prints stories about men like Owen Miller. Julie, I have nothing to apologize for.
We can now proceed to the instructions which the court considers most vital to a fair judgment of this case. I must warn you that you are not to be influenced by outside accounts of this trial. You must decide solely on the facts as presented by counsel for both sides. I ask you now if each of you is prepared to give a fair and impartial verdict based solely upon the law and the evidence to be given here in open court. Have any of you formed any prior opinion as to the guilt or innocence of the accused? Very well. Your verdict will be an honorable and just one.
Now then, tell us exactly what you saw, Mr. Cummings.
Well, the dog was digging into a hole, and I saw a foot.
Yes. Go on, please.
Well, I pushed some of the dirt away, and there was the rest, the Thompson girl's body.
Move that be stricken. Yes. This body has not been identified.
In front of which summer cottage did you find the body, Mr. Cummings?
Number 6.
And who was the man who rented that cottage? Give us his name, please.
Owen Miller. If I had known that he was the vampire killer, if I had known that he was going...
Objection. Sustained. The witness will confine himself to direct answers, not opinions.
Now, Chief, I show you a number of sheets of paper fastened together and marked People's Exhibit number 6. And I ask you if you've ever seen these before.
Yes, sir, I have.
Where did you see them?
In my office. This is my signature at the bottom as witness. This is Owen Miller's confession, which he later refuted.
And what else did Owen Miller say to you at the time that he dictated this statement?
Well, sir, he said he was glad that it was all over and that he wanted to be punished.
Your witness.
Now, I believe that you stated in your testimony that Owen Miller repudiated his confession. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
And you were present at the time?
Yes, sir, I was.
Well, what reason did he give for this action?
Well, sir, he said we used force, but that's not the truth, sir.
Thank you. That's all.
Granby put the girl's mother on the stand and she passed out. He asked her to identify some pictures of the body. Oh, and Leon, Miles wants you to get some artwork on the girl's mother.
Let me talk to him.
Hold it.
Leon, tell Janie to check the airport on my flight to Washington. I want to see it up front if I can get it. All right. Now, what's new in from the wire service?
Thanks.
Keep him.
You look a little pale.
I was just thinking what the jury would do if I tried to cross-examine the girl's mother.
Can I quote you?
Don't print that. I'm supposed to wear an air of confidence. Hello, Miles. Granby's rough, but his next witness may backfire a little.
You given us a press release?
Oh, just a little advance notice in case you'd like to have a photographer ready.
What have you got?
Enough so my side will get some space in your next edition. A lot of it. Now, Mr. Harlan, as I understand it, your testimony here in court a few minutes ago states, without reservation, that you saw the deceased enter the car of Owen Miller, the defendant. Is that correct? It is. Now, you must understand, sir, that if the jury believes your testimony, it will vitally affect their decision.
I do.
Therefore, the procedure now is for me to determine your credibility as a witness. Can you be believed? And to establish this point, I now ask you these questions. Sir, how many times have you been married?
Objection. Question not substantive.
Overruled.
Thank you, Your Honor. The question was, how many times have you been married? I didn't hear you.
I didn't answer yet.
Oh, I see. Well?
3.
Will you speak up, please? 3 marriages. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Harlan, how many jobs have you held in the last 6 years?
Look, I came to tell what I saw. What have my jobs got to do with it?
How many jobs, Mr. Harlan?
May it please the court, counsel is not questioning the witness on his testimony.
Are you afraid of what the jury might hear about him?
Uncalled for, Mr. Bryce.
Well, I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm trying to develop vital information about this witness.
Very well, Mr. Bryce, but I hope your point becomes clear fairly soon.
Thank you, Your Honor. And now, Mr. Harlan, how many jobs just in the last 6 years?
I don't remember.
Well, does the number 20 mean anything to you?
Your Honor, I must object again. This material is completely irrelevant.
Your Honor, if you will suspend ruling until after this next question, I'm sure the court will see the reason for my entire line of examination.
Ask your question.
Thank you. And now, Mr. Harlan, I want you to understand that I ask this next question with the greatest reluctance. I have deep sympathy for people like you, but a man's life is at stake, and I am forced to bring an important fact to the attention of the jury. Mr. Harlan, weren't you once a patient in a mental hospital?
Objection!
There is no valid reason for his objection.
It has nothing to do with his testimony.
Except to discredit it.
There is nothing wrong with his eyesight. That's all we're concerned with.
We are concerned with the witness's incompetence. And, Your Honor, I have a Dr. Robert A. Morley from the Crestview Mental Hospital who's here and prepared to testify.
Why, you...
Order.
Get that photographer working. I want all he can get.
Come in. Ask Mr. Jason to take care of that, will you? Yeah, I've got some things to finish up here. Yes, as soon as I can. Goodbye. Well, Mr. Harlan, I thought you'd gone home. You had a pretty rough time up there.
Mr. Granby,
Yes?
if I have to go back up on the stand...
You won't have to go back up on the stand. Your testimony is finished.
But...
Mr. Harlan, do you trust me? Do you think I know my job?
Well, yes, sir.
Then take my advice. Go home and forget all about what happened here today. Tomorrow you'll have your confidence back. Maybe you were ill once, but you told the truth, what you saw. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. Miller is guilty. I know it and you know it.
It looked like Miller. When I told the police, when I had to pick him out of that lineup, I didn't wait a second, I was so sure.
Then that is the identification that counts. When you were calm, took your time. Well, you went through the ringer up on that stand today. Do you think you even know what you're saying now? No, Mr. Harlan, you didn't make any mistake. I'm as convinced of that as anything in my whole life. And I'm going to find a way to prove it. You understand?
Just finished. I was on my way back to the office. I got a call from Granby earlier. He wanted to talk to me.
What for?
Well, he slipped me this. I've only had a chance to glance at it, but it looks red hot. It's an exclusive with us. I'll stop by the office before I leave. Check.
Hi.
Did you get my note?
Never would have gotten through the mail.
I asked you to take me to the airport.
I like the part between the lines.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have enough time to have dinner.
Mr. Hadley?
Hello, Mrs. Miller.
I'm sorry to bother you, but I just wanted to thank you for keeping your promise, for being fair to him.
Well, his lawyer's doing a good job.
I know you're busy. I shouldn't be disturbing you, but it meant a lot to my husband, your writing how that man broke down on the stand. It showed him that, well, at least someone would print the truth. You do think it's going better, don't you?
Well, it depends on more than just one witness, Mrs. Miller. A jury... You can never tell about a jury.
I'm sorry I'm keeping you.
We do have an appointment. Please excuse us.
Goodbye, Mr. Hadley.
Couldn't you have encouraged
I couldn't
her?
lie to the woman. You can't stop the inevitable.
The inevitable. Mrs. Miller.
Right, I understand that. Yeah, I talked to him yesterday.
Fred,
Hold it.
he wants to see you.
I'll tell him I'll be right in, Jack. All right, Hank, listen, will you try to get me something a little more definite on that?
He's coming, Miles.
Well, thanks, John.
You got a ride to the airport?
Mm-hmm. I'll be back first thing tomorrow.
Quick one. You going to the White House this time?
Yeah, looks like it. Whole group of editors.
Well, don't back down to them. Tell them what you think.
Hey, I thought you got a plane catch.
Where'd you get this?
Well, I told you, from Granby.
You know, we can't print what hasn't come out in court yet.
Well, Granby wouldn't release it if he wasn't sure. If he says it can go in, do we know any better?
Yes. We're not trying this case. We're reporting it. If Granby wants this published, he must be in trouble. He must be real worried. You know what a conviction means to him? He's not a young man anymore. Being the DA means a lot to him. He's used to it.
But we're in the clear.
Look, he's trying to get what might be inadmissible evidence before the jury and using us to do it.
How do we know it's inadmissible? The court hasn't ruled on it yet.
That, my friend, is where Granby's smart. He knows we can't print what's been disallowed, so he's given it to us before the judge rules, in case he rules against him.
Miles, what's this all about? I mean, what are you questioning so much for?
We've been getting a lot of raps about our coverage lately.
From where?
A lot of places. Maybe we've been leaning too hard on Miller.
Who hollered?
Forget it. Just work the story over.
What's their change? Look, Granby played ball with me. I can't let down my sources. Besides, it wouldn't do us any good with that office either.
I said clean it up.
It won't make that much difference in the trial, and if we don't use it, he'll just release it to the wire services. Look, this is inside coverage. What do you want me to do, put roses on every story? This is the way it's done. I don't know any different. Do you?
Julie's got her motor running. She says you'll miss the plane.
I'll be right there.
Well, yes or no, in or out?
Print it.
Did you read this?
Yeah, I read it.
Walton. Pick a nice soft spot for your next knife.
What's your complaint? You're getting a good press.
Did Granby give you this?
Now, you know I don't reveal my sources.
Did Miles know about it?
He's the editor.
Well, where is he anyway?
He just got in from Washington. He'll be along shortly.
You both knew I wouldn't let this nurse take the stand. Now the damage is done. You've printed that she's going to testify against my client.
If she doesn't testify, then what's your beef? It won't be in the record anyway.
But it's in here. The jury's probably read it by now. Granby doesn't care if the judge allows her testimony or not. He's got what he wants. Thanks to you.
Why didn't you go out and find that nurse? Granby did. Your own client could have told you what happened that morning.
Look, don't you tell me how to run my case.
Whatever you say, Counselor.
Look, it's an old trick, but you can stop it.
What?
Move for a mistrial. Then Judge Bethel will poll the jury to make sure they obeyed his instructions not to read about the trial.
No, there's not a chance in 1,000.
Suppose it's 1 in a million.
Well, if he denies the motion, he might blame me for trying a grandstand play and might hurt my whole case.
What case?
I'll think about it.
You don't have much time. You better decide right now.
Yes, thanks.
Earl, look, remember the judge you've got. They don't come any better.
Thanks.
Hi, honey, I missed you.
Was that story so important to you?
What story?
The one Granby gave you. You know, when you first came here, you'd never have printed that. It's a cheat. But everything's different now, isn't it? You're a personality. You're a public figure. Everybody knows you. And you're off to Washington every other week. You have a very busy life. You don't have time to care anymore.
People call Mrs. Jessie Mayfield. Mrs. Mayfield.
May it please the court, the defense would like to question the nature of the witness's testimony.
Mrs. Mayfield was formerly a nurse in the office of the defendant's physician. And she's prepared to testify that on the morning after the murder, the defendant came to her office in a highly agitated state.
Objection. If the relationship between the patient and doctor is privileged, that privilege extends to the nurse. This witness's testimony is not admissible.
Mr. Granby?
What Mrs. Mayfield has to say was witnessed by her in the performance of her duties, Your Honor. And it seems to have such a direct bearing on this case.
That will be all, Mr. Granby. The objection of defense counsel is sustained. Mrs. Mayfield will not be permitted to take the stand.
We accept the judgment of the court. Thank you, Mrs. Mayfield. And we can understand Mr. Bryce's anxiety to prevent Mrs. Mayfield's testimony.
Your Honor. Just a moment, counsel. That was most unnecessary, Mr. Granby. In no case would the witness have been permitted to take the stand. If Mr. Bryce had not objected, the court would have so ruled anyway. Do you wish to make a statement, Counselor?
In regard to Mrs. Mayfield.
Yes.
Will the court order that the records not show the last statement made by the district attorney?
So ordered. Anything else, Mr. Bryce?
No, sir.
The jury is instructed to disregard Mr. Granby's remarks.
Your Honor, the people rest.
Thank you, John.
Majority decision rendered by Mr. Justice Jackson Shepard versus Florida. Too often a jury will deliver a verdict dictated by the press and the public opinion it has generated. When events take place in a courtroom, defendant's counsel can meet them with evidence, but neither counsel nor court can control the admission of evidence when it is put before the jury by a newspaper.
I thought you might want to use it in your charge. It states the principle pretty forcefully.
Yes, it does. I don't recall asking you to get this material.
I know how you feel about newspaper coverage during a trial, and I thought when the Herald printed that Granby story about the nurse, I assumed you'd want these.
And, is it your suggestion that I should find the Herald and its editor in contempt?
Well, it is contempt, isn't it? Under the terms of that decision?
Well, that depends upon the circumstances and the people. I don't think of Miles Hadley as an unethical man, do you?
I'm just looking at what he did.
You're losing your sense of perspective, Julie. You've had some sort of disagreement with Miles, haven't you?
You told the jury not to be influenced by outside accounts of this trial. Well, I don't think they've obeyed you.
Well, of course they haven't. Telling a jury not to read the newspapers or to look at TV or to listen to the radio is like telling an actor not to read his reviews. The duty of a judge is to determine when the jury has been influenced in the face of the evidence. Now, in this case, I believe very little.
I want him to have every chance.
And what have I wanted? Are you trying to tell me what should go on in court? Julie, a courtroom's an explosive place. Oh, there's dignity and respect for the role, but even in the quiet, you can feel the violence. I function there to see that emotion does not take the place of the due process of law. And Miller has had the benefit of that.
But the law's been broken all the way through this trial.
I don't believe that, Julie, and I'm not going to take on a fight with the newspapers. Now, that's the end of it. Jurors, look upon the prisoner. Prisoner, look upon the jurors. Members of the jury, have you agreed upon a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
What is your verdict?
We find the defendant guilty of murder in the first degree.
Sentence was pronounced February 13th, 1959. Matthew M. Benton presiding.
Yes. Oh, yes, Chief. I'll tell the judge. Thank you. We'll be here. The doctors think the Bryant may be coming out of his coma. They'll call us.
The case was decided on the evidence. Nothing will change that.
Look, let's be charitable to ourselves, Well, maybe that's the way it looks in there. But everyone here knows there was a lot more. The other half of the trial, the part that took place outside the courtroom.
I've no apologies to make.
Haven't you? Well, I'm sure we can all rationalize what we did. We're good at that. But every time each of us had to make a decision, it came out of what we are and what we wanted for ourselves. And at every important turn, we backed off.
Miles, you don't understand what a trial is. We always hope for the truth. But there are few absolute truths in any case that comes before a court of law. We have to recognize both credibility and probability. The best likelihood of what seems to be true, arrived at according to a given set of rules. You can't discard a whole system of justice because of one error.
Sir, you're talking about legal rules. But there are other rules, too, and those are the ones that have taken over. Well, they were followed by that jury, by me, by everybody in that courtroom, and that's exactly where we got trapped. And the whole elaborate spectacle, the bloodletting and the hysteria, oh, it's just one big game. And we're so caught up in it, we forgot what we set out to do in the first place. To judge each man for what he is. A separate human being. Important. An individual with rights to be respected. Well, that's all we forgot, gentlemen. The individual. Well, I'm not waiting for that phone call. When Brian talks, I want to be there. I want to hear every single word.
Miles! Miles! They're all going. Me too.
You want to be there for the kill,
No. I just want to be with you.
sorry. The loss of blood was too much. There was an embolism, then a coronary. He died a few minutes ago.
Did he say anything?
Enough.
Well, what?
Exactly what happened, Your Honor.
Did his story make sense?
He knew too many things. Facts and details we'd never released. I've sent a car to the house where he said he kept her. He told me her coat is still hidden there. And if it is, and I don't think he was lying. We executed the wrong man.
Hadley. You remember Miss Wakeman?
Hello.
Your sister told us where to find you. How long have you been here?
Since my husband died. Would you like to order something?
Mrs. Miller,
I use my maiden name now. It's Clayton.
Well, we'd like to talk to you.
Well, I'm working now. I just came on.
Couldn't you take a few minutes? It's important.
I'm the only other girl on the floor. Why did you come all the way out here? Are you going to rake it all up again?
I'm afraid I have to.
Don't.
I have no choice.
It's all done with. My children aren't known here. I'm not. I can't talk to you now. Do you want to order?
There's something that you should know. We found out the truth.
Truth?
You were right about your husband. He was innocent. The man who did it confessed. There apparently is proof. I don't know what to say to you. It all went wrong in so many places. There isn't much we can do except try to clear his name, help the children. Mrs. Miller, I want you...
I told you it's Mrs. Clayton now. I don't want to have to change it again, Mr. Hadley. Mr. Hadley, nobody cares. So just go away. Forget it. And leave me alone.
You have to.
I don't have to do anything. First you helped kill my husband. Now you want to write something sensational. Was justice done, that sort of thing. Well, it's too late. It's too late. So go away, please. Nobody cares.
Well, maybe this is the way it had to end. The rest of our lives, we'll have to remember. Each time we touch another man's life, we'll have to care.